Howdy folks, we're gonna stream. Even though DC Dave is here, we're gonna go ahead and stream. I think we can make an allowance just this once. I was just looking to see, it looks like this guy is over there. So anywho, we're gonna continue this, although I was messing around with the corrupted trains, testing to see which ones are corrupted. And while doing that, I accidentally overwrote my Kerbo save. Whoops! So I had to go back. I had it from, you know, when we started the last stream. So I basically put the train all together, brought it over here with the train maker upper, and got all the cars off the place, and we're ready to pick up where we left off, although we're not actually there. So if you're wondering why the dispatch train, I think we had a train like here headed our way. Anyway, that's slightly different because I had to redo the save because I messed up. Oh, well, there's like 5 trains, I think, on this route that are corrupt. I'm not sure why that is. I've got a ticket in with Run 8. So, anywho, we're gonna head on out. We're gonna finish this up. Basically, all we're doing is driving to Birmingham, right? So we're approximately here. I believe we're on this siding. We're gonna head this direction, and then I think that's 161. Pretty sure we determined that hooks up to here. It's not real clear, but we're counting down, right? Yeah, we started out way over here. We're counting down, so that goes to 156. That would make sense that it hooks into here. We're coming across all of this, and then we're going over to the other page, and we're going to go into this yard. This is Birmingham Yard. And there's like one open track, 5,900. How long am I? That's a great question. Is it that button? Nope. That button? Oh, we're only 2,000 feet. We're good. So we'll go there, I suppose. So I'm going to double click that block. So Auto knows we want to go there. Then we're going to hop in the cab. And we're going to go talk to the dispatcher. We'll see about getting on out of here. Request signal, please. While we're waiting on that, let me go ahead and set up a save point here because we're going to have to throw the switch. Proceed on signal indication. I don't have a signal, but we'll try to figure it out. The only signal I have is that one. Alright, back in the cab. We don't have anybody around us though, so we should be good. Actually it's showing that. Oh, right. I didn't quite go back to where I were on the last. I left off when I was at the sighting. But I'm back here at this industry. That's why I was slightly confused. So we're repeating a little bit of what we did last time. My apologies. I messed up when I was doing some testing. Now I thought I must have hit Control 1 instead of Shift 1. I meant to save the spot here. There it is. That's what I wanted to do. Get my chat back up here. All right, pop out chat. Bring you over there. All right, we're ready to head out, I think. Headlights on full. Kerchunk. Probably should have done a brake test. That would have been a smart thing to do. Was that back up? Should have had some dynamics on. I'm a little behind the curve here. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Got my counter. We'll get it together. Roadburner, how's it going? I forgot to say hi to everybody as well. Hi, DC Dave. Original game. Original Ganix? Ganix? I'm not sure how you said that. The original anyway. Not to be confused with any imitators. Got a little aggressive on the brakes. All the temperatures looking good. Sweet. So yeah, it's going all right. Sorry, I had a stream scheduled for last night at the same time, and I ended up with a tension headache about 4 o'clock, and it was awful. I didn't get to sleep till almost 4 a.m., like 12 hours later. Finally got my neck to pop about 3:30. Released some of that tension, and yeah, it's still a little not great, but nothing like it was yesterday. Alright, we are halfway out of the siding. Need to pay more attention to what I'm doing here. Used to think it was original, but it's less original lately. I'm gonna pop back over to here. We're definitely through. I hit the counter a little late. All right, we got that put back. That's all happy. So we're going to ramp up the amps and get some speed going here. I did fast forward the time because it was getting dark when we quit last time. Now it's sunrise. So the sun is coming up. Yeah, I already did that, Roadburner. You might have joined after we talked to the dispatcher. He's on. We got our clearance to proceed on signal indication. We're out on the main. Everybody look out. And if you're just tuning in, we're finishing up this run. We're heading to Birmingham. That's pretty much it. We just have to drive to Birmingham. And that is, see, we're around 175, and that's over at 130, so about 40 miles. We'll see how it goes. Whistle for that. All right. Everybody pedaling. We got 1.5% grade here. It's crazy how wild this route is with the grades. Full speed ahead. And that is Vance. All right. So that's that sighting right there. That makes sense. So yeah, we tied up on the sighting here when I ended the stream. I forgot to move the train up there. If you weren't here earlier, I ran into some problems. I was testing some corrupted train files, and I ended up accidentally overwriting my save. So, whoops. So I had to go back to the save from before, where we started the last stream. So I redid all that. I hooked up to the stuff, moved my train down here, grabbed the cars, and then I forgot to move it on down to the siding. So we're repeating just a little bit of the last stream. It's all the same train, same cars. We just don't have any switching to do. All we're doing is going over to Birmingham, Norris Yard. This line is very overgrown. Somehow I got muted. I was talking to myself there. What's up, Eastern Tennessee Rail fan? I can't say if it's worth it for you, but oops, it is worth it if you like Giant Railroad Simulator Sandbox. My train handling is very, very rusty. We should... I don't know why we're not picking up speed. That seems odd if we're... Because my whole train should be on a downslope. Weird. Yeah, I was muted there for a bit. I muted to take a drink and I forgot to unmute. And I'm not blowing the horn for every crossing. It gets a little repetitive. Oh, we had some scenery for a little bit. It's kind of odd that we're... Oh, now we're headed back upgrade. Like, we're only 2,000 feet long, so I would have thought the whole train would have been on that downgrade. Really not. Alright, we just passed Woodstock. Looking good. Back into 1% grade territory. Start hammering away again. If I switch back to orbit cam, yeah, it doesn't really keep my position. That's your favorite part? Yeah, it just gets a little repetitive, like I said. Hammer time. That's right. We're putting the hammer down. Nice steady 1% grade. I'll keep an eye out for another grade crossing just for you, Eastern Tennessee. I assume that's what ESTTN is. Eastern Tennessee Railfan. We've got a lot of overpasses over here. It's just strange that they had a whistle for that little tiny... I guess a crossing is a crossing, but it was like basically a dirt road that went out into the woods. Temps are all coming up. We only got 1 out of 3 fans on. Everything's working well, it seems like. That was it. Okay, I thought so. I'm over here in Missouri, so I recognize TN for Tennessee. Practically neighbors. Alright, that looks like it goes steeper because we're going down. Looks like it goes even more down, maybe? And now we're 1% down, at least where the engine is. Some kind of industry back there. It looks like pipes, maybe? Alright, we'll go ahead and set up the dynamics. We'll see how she's going to behave here. Or misbehave. Let some of that slack roll in. And we got Roadburner over there in Kansas. We just about got flyover country covered. Try to keep her about 55. At least on the newer locos, you've got the accelerometer. That helps a little bit. I'm usually doing switching with the Jeeps and stuff. I don't do a lot of mainline running. First X. Uh-oh. I was born and raised in Northeast Missouri. I live over just west of St. Louis now. Went to Sedalia to the state fair as a kid. So I've been there once. Alright, start pulling slack back out. Mile marker 168, it said. Yep. That sounds about right. Holy crap. Those detectors are loud on this route. I have never been to the Roots Festival in Paola, Kansas.
pattern detected. Milestone. 167.3 track. no defects. Total axle 124. End of transmission.
124. Remember that now from last episode. No defects. Yay! Yeah, the detectors on this route are really loud for some reason. It kind of made me jump too. Might have got a little aggressive on the throttle up, but we'll back up to track speed. So we got a little bit of downhill here. Oh yeah, we don't have Bob with us. Forgot to check and see if Bob was going to cause issues again. Also forgot to keep an eye on the train. This main line running, I'm not used to it. There's a lot of ups and downs on here. Let's get back on the gas. Yeah, are my fonts all messed up? No, fonts are normal. Sometimes when I load this up, the fonts are all wonky. If I go to crew avatars, we turn on Bob. Yeah, see, he's got his, I can't get the little name thing to go away. I don't know what's up with that. I need to, I guess, spend some time researching that. I don't like the floating name over there, so I'm going to turn that off. Sorry, Bob, you're fired. There's another train corruption thing. Got a lot of that on this route for some reason. Yeah, the sounds are pretty good in Run 8. I like it. Scenery is not a focus. It's good enough. I like Run 8 for the, you know, the physics, the fact that you can have 40, 50 AI trains on a railroad all doing stuff. All the goodness, the super detailed air brake modeling. I don't really care that much about graphics in games as long as the gameplay is good. Yeah, I could take his name away. That's true, Raven. Abraham Stanton. I'm not doing too bad. Got some like neck muscle tension stuff going on, causing headaches, but other than that, doing all right. I don't know. There hasn't been an update for a while, so I don't know why it changed to always show him. And the button to turn off, like, nameplates doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's slowing down a little too much. Yeah, we're back into uphill battle. Getting old sucks, yeah. I work a lot, so I'm always sitting on my computer, and I don't always have the best posture. Then my hobby is video games, so I'm sitting at the computer again. Yeah, I think it's just glitched. That's right. We'll do without Bob. We don't need his judgment, especially when I'm running on the main line. Alright, the grade has leveled out. Looks like we got a green in the middle. Yep. Wowzers. I'll go ahead and throw some air at the problem. Let that bleed off some speed. Got some grandkids? Awesome. Can you see the train? Sure. Got a couple SD70 Aces up front. Not a super long train, about 2,000 feet. Just got to keep an eye on speed there. That's looking pretty good. Looks like the grade might be evening out a little bit. This route will keep you on your toes, that's for sure. It reminds me of the Fitzgerald. If you've played that CSX, it is up and down. So that's a red up there, but I guess that's the crossing gates. There she goes. All right, we're over on this part of the screen now. You can catch a mile marker back there. Back into the steep upgrade. There she goes. What, did I forget to turn the OT on? No, it's sending us air pressure info. So upgrade. Hey, it's a bigger pipe facility. You must make a lot of pipes around here. Last place had little pipes. That's bigger pipes. Fun. A little bit over speed. Don't tell Bob, okay? More crossings. Oh my goodness. Trying to get a nice drive-by as we blew for the grade. Oh, we're going too fast. That's the danger of going outside on this route. Yeah, we might need to slow that down a little bit. Let the slack bunch up for a little bit, and we'll really get on the amps. Get this back under control. Yeah, we're back into the climb again. I think you're supposed to wait like 30 seconds after you come out of dynamics, aren't you? I'm not sure. I don't know all the rules, so I don't have to follow them, right? It's my railroad. Let some slack stretch out. Alright, back in the cab before it gets away from me. Is Bob able to toot the horn? No, I fired Bob. He's not with us. Holy crap. Yep, there's definitely a detector back there. There's McDonald's. Sweet. Anybody want a Big Mac? Should basically just honk all the way through here.
North Pole, southern, detected. Milepost. 155.3, track 2, no defects.
Yay.
Axle, 1, 2, 4, end of transmission.
We still got all the train. That's good news. Alright, where are we? We're coming through somewhere. Coming up on Powder really for too long. I think he would route us over eventually. I don't know what his routing plan is. I told him where I wanted to go. Did that take effect? Oh, it's not highlighted anymore. Nope, not that button. Oh yeah, sorry, Bob's the inside joke. He's the conductor. I named him Bob. He's very judgmental. Call me at the next control point. Okay. I don't know that he knows I want to go where I wanted to go. It seems like it deleted my destination block. 'Cause I would expect to cross over, like, here. Though there are some crossovers here, so maybe you'd wait till there. I'm not sure. What I'm sure is we're going too fast. Let that 57 just ride out. Because we're headed right back into, you guessed it, another upgrade. Up and down, up and down. Get a couple notches in, let the slack run back out, and we'll start pulling on it again. Is my name really Kerbo? No, it is not. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. Yeah, the trivia behind my game name is on the about page of the channel if you want to check that out sometime. Another 20% down. Here we go. Abbreviated. Alright, we still got a green. A green way up there. Slight downgrade still. There we go. Had to get back on the throttle again. Like as soon as you leave that crossing, there's another whistle sign. There's a lot of whistling going on. Alright, we still got all 124 axles and no defects. That's good news. They've got a lot of detectors on this route. I guess because you're probably using brakes a lot. If you knew what you're doing, you'd be using brakes a lot, I'm sure. Alright, so we're about 150-ish. We're going to 135-ish. Cool. Another 15 or so miles to go. Does he have us cutting over? He doesn't have us crossing over yet. I really hope I did that right. Actually, where's the next control point? I should have toned him up. I'm too late now, I think. Let's make sure our block is still set. Yeah. Call me at the next control. Alright. I think I was too late. Looks like a place like you. Yeah, we're in Alabama, heading to Birmingham. Originated out of Tuscaloosa. Did a little, just a little bit of switching last stream. Now we're continuing on to our final destination. Over in Pennsylvania? Nice. We got a good spread tonight. I know DC Dave's out in Idaho, so we got the western part covered too. I don't really understand the whole control point thing. But I'm on the other screen now, so there's that. Originally from New York City. Anybody remember the salsa commercial? I think it was Pace. New York City.
Detected. Milepost. We're on 47 point. We're on track 2.
Okay. I whistled for some of you. Not convinced he's taking me where I want to go. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk to me right now.
Norfolk, southern, detected. Milepost. We're on 47 point. We're on track 2. No descent. Total. Axle. We're on 2-4. No transmission.
You remember that commercial original game? Nice. Reduction in 2.4 miles. Roger that. He's got me going over here. That's not where I want to go. I want to go here. I may have to take over dispatching myself, because something's not working right here. I'm going to cancel my routing. I'm ready to go again. I just need you to get me where I want to go. That's selected. Destination block assigned. He's answering Magella. Saying proceed on signal location. He is not taking me into the yard where I want to go. At least not yet. Oh, I was looking at the wrong green, I think. I don't know. If it gets close and we're still not routed in there, then I'll just do it myself, I guess. Maybe I messed something up. I thought setting the destination block and then requesting auto, I thought he would take you there. All right, less than a mile, it goes down to 30, so that's why we're kind of just coasting here. It goes down to 25 then after that. I think we're moving kind of through Birmingham proper. We're back into an upgrade, so we'll let some slack run out. We'll get back on the amps a little bit. Yeah, not convinced he's taking me where I want to go. Yeah, I'm with you, Raven. It's fine for what it is. I'm much more interested in all the deep simulation. But hey, different people want different stuff. Some people like Train Sim World. I doubt I'll be on tomorrow, Abraham. Streams have been pretty rare lately. Just been so busy with work and everything. I rarely even schedule streams ahead of time. I tried to do that yesterday and then ended up not being able to stream. So I went ahead and moved it to tonight because we didn't have anything going on tonight. I don't have any set schedule if you're new here. I just kind of stream when I can. It's varied. Most of my free time lately for video gaming has been taken up with recording for the series that I've got going on. Got a few series going. Oh, we're at 25 already. Whoops! We'll slow down a little more. Yeah, I fell for the marketing on... It was CSX Heavy Haul before it became Train Sim World. It was supposed to be, you know, the simulation, and they were all about the deep simulation, and yeah, that was a total line of BS. Then they never did even release all the stuff they were supposed to with that game, like the editor and all kinds of stuff. So I refuse to buy anything from them ever again. Here we are on what, Train Sim World 6? We still don't have the stuff that they said would come with the first one. But people keep buying it, so I can't really fault the company for wanting to sell it. Now we're back to 30, huh? Now they got slowed down? Alright. Not everybody likes the same thing, so that's fine. Yeah, so we're still on track 2. He still has this lined out to go that direction when I want to go down here. And it keeps clearing this destination block. I don't know why. I'm going to select it again. I may be missing something because it's been quite a while since I did run 8. Good screenshot. Good looking train. Yeah, I'm with you, Wobblebee. Unfortunately, lots of people buy their stuff, so they keep going. Alright, still a little bit of a grade. You're still not routing me where I want to go. I'm a little concerned. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Raven. That's why I stream, because some people want to see it, hang out and chill. I think it's fun. You get people from all over the world and all over the country hanging out and having a good time. One thing graphics wise I wish they would make better is the anti-aliasing is pretty bad. But it's alright. Looks like we're on a little bit of a downgrade again. We got green up there. Need to bleed off some of that speed. Let's take a quick look around while we're here. I'm guessing that's downtown Birmingham. A little bit of a yard here. Cool. Yeah, what will be, there's alternatives. Because like I said, no two people like the same thing necessarily. It's good to have alternatives. Railroader is awesome. Looking forward to that. Maintenance Way update when it eventually gets here. Derail Valley, I've played a lot of that. That's a lot of fun. And since your Steam looks good, we'll see what they come up with. It's easy to make demo videos that look good. I'm not saying that it's not going to be good, but I always temper my expectations. They're certainly passionate about it. All right, how are we looking here? We are... Okay, he did send us on through here. I'm guessing he's going to cross us over here. That's green now, which may be a good sign. Or maybe we'd come in through here and then down. I'm not sure. But I think we're possibly headed for where I want to go. Yep, I've got Euro Truck Sim, and then I bought American Truck Sim when it came out. I haven't really played Euro Truck since American Truck Sim came out. It's a good time to be a gamer. So many games, so little time. So this is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. I'll probably get this train tied down, and then I might just look around at some of the other locals or see what we would need to do with this one next time, but it's not going to be a really long stream tonight. I've got all the printouts. This route comes with a lot of good documentation. Turn my webcam on here real quick. So I've got all the printouts of like all the locals and stuff, so I can see what I'm supposed to be doing with things, which is nice. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I just like to play with trains. Yeah, I've bought every state for ATS, even though I don't hardly play it much, just for lack of time. Got a big old grade here. Get back into the throttle. Hey Dubstep, glad you're having fun with it. As for the routes and rolling stock and stuff, I think it would depend on what you like to do. So for me, I generally run locals and do a lot of switching. So I kind of buy stuff, gradually over the years. I started with some of the branch line stuff because I like the locals. So like Trona and the, Lone Pine. Those kind of add-ons. I think they're like $20. Then I slowly started buying up like mixed freight packs and things like that, and just bought things here and there over the years. So I've got most of like the freight skins, and then I've got Oh man, I can't remember what I've got as far as routes go. I don't have them all. I think I've got, so I've got I had the base route, you know, the base stuff, and then I bought everything to go all the way to LA, like Cajon and the LA sub, I forget what it's called, San Bernardino or something like that. And then I got maybe a couple of others, but I'm missing a few of the routes in SoCal. And then I bought the Fitzgerald, and I bought this one, the Gulf Coast. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. If you want to run long trains, then you might concentrate on, you know, getting the routes from point A to point B, where you want to run across a lot of scenery. Really just depends. Gonna go with the SoCal. Yeah, that's kind of what I did at first. But I got into this back in version 2, so I've been doing it a while. So I've accumulated things over the years. I didn't buy it all at once. All right, reduction to 15 and 2 miles. We'll keep that in mind. And taking a peek at the dispatch screen, I think we're going to end up where we're wanting to go. It's looking more like it now. It's just a slow crawl through here. We are in the 30 zone. I'll let it get a little slow. Hey, what's up, Pig? I'm a recent subscriber to Pig. I found the Perfectly Imperfect Gamer through Professional Ship Simulator. I was looking for the videos on that. And yeah, awesome channel. If you like Sims and builders and stuff, go check out Pig. Good to see you. And it is super good. If you like trains, this is the best for North American, you know, railroad simulation. It doesn't really have any other competition for what it does. Giant simulator sandbox. All right, we got a flashing yellow over red. I don't know what that means other than it's reduction. There's a lot of nuance to the signals over the different routes and stuff. I whistled. So I got another 1.5 miles to 15. So we can keep a little bit of speed on. Yeah, we've been haven't been outside for a while. Let's hop outside here. Get a nice little, oh, that's, there we go. We'll get a nice close drive-by. Probably should knock off some power. So it's got really good physics simulation. It simulates all the air brake stuff. You can even set retainers on the cars. It's pretty darn cool. All right, I better hop back in the cab. So I have to go look at the signal for what exactly that means, but it's speed's being reduced, basically. Be prepared to stop, kind of thing. Well, as soon as we pass it, it'll tell me what the previous signal was. Probably like a restricted approach, something like that. Approach restricting, there we go. One of them. So we need to start getting slowed down because we got a 15 restriction here in 0.8 miles. Exactly what you need to get lost in? Yeah, it's deep. It's got a steep learning curve. It's one of those kind of games that comes with like 50 PDFs that you're expected to read. It's quite the simulator. I know just enough to get a train down the track. Alright, is he routing? He should be routing us down to here, because that's why I told him where I wanted to go. You can also just turn on AI trains and play dispatcher if you want. I've got the automatic dispatcher on at the moment. Okay, so we're climbing a grade. That's going to help us slow down for sure. Probably slowed down a little early, didn't I? I'm usually doing switching and running like short locals, so this mainline stuff, as you can tell, my train handling is pretty terrible. I don't know if you can read it on YouTube, but like it's showing me the temperatures for all 6 axles, which fans are on, my oil pressure. You can burn up traction motors if you abuse them, stuff like that. There are occasionally random failures, but they're pretty rare. I absolutely smoked the traction motors on a ST38 one time. I was abusing the crap out of them, and all of a sudden like, oh, where's all that black smoke coming from? Yeah. Had to let them cool off. Alright, now we have, I'm guessing, well, that's just the sun shining on that. No, it is orange. Never mind. So I think this is where we're crossing over, maybe? Are we crossing over? I don't show the switches thrown. I thought that lower aspect would mean that I was switching. Oh, because you are diverging. This is like the bypass, I think, to this yard, if I remember right. Yeah, we're going 15. Yeah. Yeah, we're going 15. Sure. Yeah, I like the deep sims, Pig. I'm with you. This is like the X-plane of railroad games. It also has excellent multiplayer. So there's servers where you can join and people run them like a railroad, and you can do multi-crew. And I don't really have time for multiplayer, but it does have really good multiplayer. All right, so we're getting into the yard ladder itself now, so it is routing us down there to whichever track we're going. I'm not sure what number track that is. R01, it looks like, receiving 1. So we're headed back into there. Once I get on that track, I'm going to trip my counter so I can tell when we'll be into the track itself. Yeah, I played a ton of Farm Sim 17 and 19. A bunch of that in my playlist back in the day. I'm kind of done with Giants. They never really improved anything. They just kept cranking out Farm Sims. Alright, looks like that's that's receiving 1. I'm gonna hit my counter. Oops, that's the wrong button. Hit my counter. There we go. So there's I don't know if you can read it on YouTube, but there's a little counter distance counting down, so I can tell when the end of my train gets into the track. I can also just hop out and look, but if you want to do everything from the cab, that's how you do it. Bring that up. And I think we will hop out of the cab here. I can even run through the train. Safety first! Yeah, it's got all the same bugs and issues and AI that's stupid. That's why I'm done with Giants. Here we are, pulling into the yard at last. That was a pretty quick 40 miles, really. 55 track speed, so we were able to keep the hammer down pretty good. Should be getting kind of close to the end. We're a 2,000 foot train on a 5,000 foot siding, so I'll probably go ahead and head on down to the end of the siding. Yeah, I was done Raven after 19. I did get a key for 22, so I played some of that. And it's just, yeah. I don't think I'll ever get any more Giants keys because I kind of ripped him a new one with a little review on 22. I did enjoy the Forestry DLC though. I did buy the DLC. Was it Silver Springs, Silverton, something? All right, we're into the track, but I'm going to go ahead and down to the end. Because I did a ton of logging in 17 and 19, so I enjoyed the logging DLC. Made a series out of that and had some fun, but I had no interest in buying anything else or buying 25. Yeah, everybody wants to get stuck, but if you're getting your tractor stuck, you're farming wrong. But I understand it. Because I was a big supporter of cattle and crops, which had deformable ground, and you could actually get stuck if you tried hard enough. I did get stuck once in cattle and crops. There was a kind of a low spot in the corner of one of my fields, and it had been pretty rainy season, so it was kind of muddy. And then I also had just spread a bunch of slurry, so it made it even wetter. And I forget if I was going slow or somehow I ended up getting bogged down in the corner of that field. I had to go get my forage harvester and pull my tractor out. But yeah, I understand wanting that kind of stuff. I mean, cattle and crops to me is, I even made a whole video about why it's a better farming simulator for me. But I just didn't catch on. Unfortunately, they had some problems with the project as well, and they ran out of money. So it is what it is. But really, until there's any financial pressure to do so, I don't see Giants really changing their ways. I mean, they just keep cranking them out. People keep buying them. And the majority of players are happy with it, so. If you're making a product and your customers are happy, then there's not really any reason to change. All right, is that the end down there? Let's go take a quick peek, because I'm not familiar with this yard. Yeah, that is the end. All right, that's kind of what I thought. We are on a little bit of an upgrade, 10.1%. So we'll kind of glide to a stop here. Yeah, it depends on the farm too, Pig. You're right. What kind of ground you got? I was thinking around here in Missouri. Alright, we'll use a little bit of air, bring her to a gentle stop. Wherever we stop will be fine. You were head of irrigation on a large farm in Australia. Cool. Yeah, JP, there is. It's, was it Ultimate Farmer or something like that? So I'll keep an eye on that. They had a bunch of like AI generated imagery and stuff. Everybody was oohing and on over their website. Then they finally kind of made it clear to everybody that, hey, this is just concept art, basically. So, yeah, we'll see what they come up with. It's a very, very hard market to get into because Giants has a stranglehold on it and has for years and years. Alrighty, we're done with that train. So I'm going to relinquish my train. Now I have no train. I guess I could shut it down, but we'll just leave it running. So I kind of want to see what would this guy do next. I'm not sure. Let me pull up my paperwork. Actually, is there any trains we can go see? You're holding. Let's see where you are. Oh, they've got their... Even the AI has their names turned on. What the heck is going on with this game? Yeah, that should not be showing. I don't know what happened. Go to keyboard. I found it. Was it toggle something? Toggle avatar tags. Left Alt F8. I can't get that to clear. And I think it may be because Linux is capturing that keystroke. I wonder if I could do right alt F8. Let me see if I can rebind it. I wonder if that's what's going on. It's overriding that for some reason. Change. Nope, still not doing it. Weird. I don't know what that's all about. Reset to default. I've used the default, so I can just do that. That's weird. Well, anyway, those are showing. That's an AI train. He's not doing anything right now. So I'm going to go back over to where we were. I should be able to teleport here. Wow, this looks a lot like Barstow. Just realized. Fun. Could be a glitch. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a glitch. I'll have to do some testing. I have a feeling like maybe Linux is grabbing the Alt F8 or something. Like I can use F8 to take a screenshot. So F8 works. I don't know, let's do some experimentation. Why not use Windows? Because I don't like Windows. I used to begrudgingly use it for games, but after Windows 10, I was just done with it. It's glitchy, it's spying on you, it's bloated. It's not your operating system. It changes its settings on a whim. Lots and lots of reasons. Plus, I use Linux in my day job in the data center, so I'm intimately familiar with Linux. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was going to reset. Let's do this. Let's go to screenshot. I'm going to clear that, and we're going to just use F8 to see if this works. Toggle avatar tags. Change. F8. Apply. Aha. So it is. It's something with the left alt. It's not capturing left alt. Let me see if I can get that toggled and see if it'll then stay on. So if I go back to crew avatars, we can turn Bob back on. There's Bob, and I can turn Bob off. Okay, so it's just a left alt. I'll have to look into making Linux not override that for this game. All right, now we know the problem. Solved. Reset to default. Done. And then I'll relinquish that. Yeah, my streaming recording PC is Windows 10. I'm going to eventually move it over to Linux. But that'll be a project. I don't have time to tackle it yet. I do a lot of audio stuff and pass through, and I'd have to figure that all out and make it work. All right. Actually, I didn't turn the headlights off. Let's do that. Let me take control of that again. Turn the headlights off. I could just shut these down. So there we go. Running. Isolate. We'll just turn them off. And then relinquish. All right. Let me refer to my paperwork. Yeah, Bob's fixed now. Yeah, exactly, Pig. Exactly. Like on my streaming recording PC, it'll do a Windows update, and I have to go reset all my audio setup. It's just a giant pain in the butt. So I'm reading, I know you can't see this, A55, Tuscaloosa, Alabama to Birmingham, Alabama. When it arrives at Tuscaloosa, it blocks cars. Yeah, we did that part. We went to Birmingham. We switched the KYK industry. And then what does it do when it gets to Birmingham? Is it just done? Apparently it is just done. I don't see any more stuff. Okay. So I guess I could pull the power off of that and I guess it's ready for humping then, right? Oh, it's actually, there's something lined up on the hump yard. Okay. Some of these tracks are getting a little full. You have much for A28? Will that fill up? You got a couple cars for A28. I think we'll probably be okay. Alright, is there a hump controller config for this? I don't think I've used the hump in Norris. Is it control F6? Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look at me remembering stuff. Default config. Alright, we'll turn on the hump yard controller. Been recruited for AI humping. Cool. So he will hump that train into the yard. I think these are all just outbound, but I don't know where these go necessarily. So I'd have to look into that. We got this train. We could pull the power off the trains if we wanted to. I'll run some trains a little bit longer. I need to get this hump guy out of my way though. What you doing there, champ? Just chilling? Did I miss a message? Or if I need to pull him forward a little bit. Might be a little bit confused. Let's say relinquish when stopped. Stop immediately. Let me move this guy forward. See if we can get him to humping. Well, this is a world save that like comes with the route, so it has a bunch of stuff already in it. You can start with an empty world if you want to. So this hump train was just sitting here like mid-hump, apparently, is how they set it up. So to get this power off, I would need to use like this crossover and come back through here. So I just need to get the hump out of the way. Alright, now this is my train. We got the AI off of it, so I'm just going to pull it forward a bit. Let's see, we don't have any... Oh, we do have brakes on, so we'll release the brakes. Release independent. Just ease this forward a little bit. Sometimes if it's too close to the hump controller, it gets confused. I'm going to pull it up a ways. Ah, crap. I was just looking to see if that switch was thrown under it. And indeed it was. Okay, well, let's get at least the engine air bottled up. Well, now we get to redo that. Oh, we're not gonna be able to, right, I have to reset the PCS. Right. So we busted an air hose apart and we blew the PCS. The, was it pneumatic control system or... Anyway, it put the train in emergency. So I need to have this in neutral, have all the brakes released for 60 seconds, and then this will start flashing and we can reset it. Yeah, I was literally just looking to see if they had this thrown under the train, and they did indeed, and it broke. Well, this is interesting. It has a hand throw and a dispatcher throw. Is it going to let me throw that? It does let me throw that. And then what's the deal with this switch? This the other one? Yeah, alright, so it needed to be like that. Yeah, excessive coupler angle. I know. I'm trying to fix it. Oh wait, no, I need to put this full on, right? Not a reset, I think. This will be full on and for 60 seconds. Been a while since I had to redo that. I don't think anything derailed. I think it just broken arrows. Because it's such a sharp angle, it pulled these hoses apart. So this will be fun. Let me take the handbrakes off of that. Except I want to set them on the logo, just to be safe. I don't think anything's on the ground. Yeah, it's just on the wrong track. So in theory, we can ease backwards, and all will be right with the world. Just gotta get this reset. There it goes. So after 60 seconds, that'll start flashing. Then you do a release, resets the brakes, and then it'll charge back up. And yeah, all the air came out. Exactly, Raven. Because the engines were going down one track and the cars were going down another. This angle became so great that it busted that hose apart. Alright, those are off. Let's see if we can ease this back. Without breaking anything off the track. Easy. I might have to bleed the air on these. Let me set that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bleed all these guys. That's what's going on. They all went into emergency. I think there's a key to bleed the whole train. I don't remember what it is. So I literally got to bleed all these cars because they're all in emergency. So you can see there's no brake pipe pressure, but it's got full brake cylinder. So it took the some of the reservoir air and it's an emergency. So we just have to trip the valve, bleed all the air out. That's why I couldn't move, because the whole train had full brakes on. Yeah, by the time I looked up the key, I could just have them all bled, so... It's not easy. You can't search in the controls unless you know what it's called. It's a lot of scrolling to try to find it. Alright, we should have no air in the train now. We should be able to push it. Turn off those for now. And the physics in this game is so good. Just need to get this truck past the points, then we're good. Let that come to a stop. Throw on the independent. Now, can I move these points with the train sitting on it? Probably not supposed to do that, but let's see if we can. Hey, there we go. Oh, no, wait. No, this one was fine. That was set right. Yeah, I already changed the points. Right. Now we just need to pull forward, and we should be good. Oh, hey, my son's emptying the trash in the office. Can you get it? All right. Long arms for the win. Thanks, buddy. All right. We should be able to just come forward now. I think we're good. Everything should be going down the same track. Everything should be happy. Go ahead and do a 10-pound application. That will eventually stop the train. Eventually. Or maybe we need more. We'll do a whole bunch of air. Oh, I didn't charge the air back up. Right. I are dumb. All right, we're gonna have to burn up some independent brakes. I never hooked up the air. I need to go to bed. That's what I need to do. All right, we'll oh, that sounds painful. We'll smoke some independent brake. Oh, man. All right, that's in neutral. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and hand this back over to AI. It'll do all the air stuff automatically. All right, been recruited by AI for humping. Are you going to actually hump this time? He's throttling up. Yeah, we were only going like 6 miles an hour, so I caught it with the independent. So this is the AI driving now. Make sure the humping is going to work. Yeah, that switch is set right. Ooh, this one is not. Yeah, that one's not set right. Do I have to take over auto? I do. All right, then we'll turn it back on. That's why he stopped before, because the switch was thrown against him. I didn't think about the dispatcher switch being thrown. So this is one of the cool things you can do in Run 8. It has working hump yards. So each of these cars has a tag. I can't look at it because it's an AI train, but if I turn on tags. So it's tagged A28, A55, etc., etc. So this is actually going to KYK. Does that go back the other way? I'm not sure how that works. A55 must hit that industry on the way back as well. Yeah, that makes sense because we picked up cars from there on the way here, so we'd head back with them. All right, interesting. Anyway, the hump controller, you can set it up however you want. This is just whatever came with the game. So anything with this in the tag, like if it has A56 in the tag, it'll route it to track 4, etc. A55 goes to track 11. So you can set it up, and you can drive the train yourself. You can have AI do the humping however you want to do it. We'll see here in a second. As it comes past the sign here. In real life, there's some kind of thing that pulls the uncouple pin. I'm not sure how that works, but in Run 8, it just kind of uncouples itself. So I should have left the tags on. So we have a A28 and A55. So these cars are going to go to completely different tracks. It humps at about 2.5 miles an hour. It's not a fast process. And then all of these switches, even though they're modeled with ground throws, they're all controlled by the computer. Here we go. See that car just... It uncouples and it bleeds the car. Click on that, it has no air in it at all. So these retarders here will slow the car down to the appropriate speed, and then it'll switch the switches and it'll go where it's supposed to go. One of the things they added in version 3 was this AI humping. I think that was in version 3. You used to have to drive the train yourself. A squealing there is the retarders squeezing the wheels. You need to just slow that car down a little bit. So that's the way you can sort your trains. Cool stuff. Now that he's getting out of the way, we can possibly cut the power off this train and move it. Not very familiar with this yard though. Where does that go? Does that go... Where's their pool power setting? Ah, it's all over here. So yeah, we'd come back on this track. It's all controlled by the dispatcher? I can throw those. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's automatic sorting, I guess you'd say. I was still in control of that car. Here we go. Alright, I'm just going to auto start. Can't be bothered. I would auto start all the things. Can't pull the pin. It's yellow. That means there's too much force on it. I'm going to have to back up a little bit. So let's go ahead and get some handbrakes on these cars. There we go. I'm going to take the handbrakes off of the engines. Now I can pull the pin. Then we're going to come through there. We're going to come through here. We can back through here. So I need to throw these two again. Like that. Turn the bell off. We'll hitch a ride. I don't know what other switches I'm going to need to throw. Yeah, we'll just trundle this on over to the power pool. The compression scale, I think it's as far as like size, it's 1-to-1. Not all the track is necessarily 1-to-1. As far as geography, you know, 200 miles is 200 miles as far as I know. All right, where am I going? Not that way. Can I throw it in time? Probably not. I was looking at chat. I'm gonna blame Dave. Yeah, it's a real world scale. So we drove an actual 40 miles. Hey, Mike. Yeah, I was just watching my first out of ore video the other day, just to look back at how much the game had changed. And it is, yeah, it's changed a lot. Had the good old Cocoa Puffs. It's come a long ways. Alright, we need to go there. Let's just get this all figured out. Let's see, I can start coming this way, though. You need to be thrown... Then you need to be thrown. Actually, we could bring it into this other guy. Yeah, we'll bring it back over here. We'll put it in line with these guys. That's a good mod, banning yourself. So yeah, real world scale. We drove about 40 some odd miles tonight. Bob, you watching out your side? That's right, best mod ever. Now, if I lined all the switches up right, we're good. If I didn't, we're gonna smash into something. So far, so good. Now, none of this I have to do. I'm just choosing to do this because I think it's fun. You can just copy and paste stuff around if you want to. There's nothing that tells me these engines go here. I just decided they did. It's all up to you how you want to run your railroad. Alright, there we go. I think all the stuff's turned off. And turn these guys off. Relinquish my train. I'm still in orbit around it, that's why I can't move. There we go. Back to fly mode. So now this train's sitting here with no power. It's ready to be humped or whatever's going to get done with it. Speaking of humps, these guys are done. So, looks like the AI relinquished itself when it was done. So now I just took back control of this. So we'll get these guys out of the way. Actually, I'm going to take the P off of there so it doesn't think it's trying to hump anything. So when you AI crew a train, it's going to look for hump in the tag. And if it has hump in the tag, it's going to assume you want it to hump trains, and it'll try to act accordingly. I don't want it to hump trains. I want it to run to the other end of the yard and get ready to do stuff. And then I'm going to call it a night after that. So you come down through here. And we're getting into that dispatcher controlled territory again. Tell you what, let's just put it on the side track and call it a night. So I'm going to bring my display back up so I can see what I'm doing. We'll just park it right here on the siding. It'll be ready to work. It's amazing how much this looks like Barstow hump yard. A little aggressive on the speed. All right, we can leave them running. How many trains did we end up with? Got 4 AI trains now. Somebody's over on this section. We got an Amtrak, look at that. Where's the rest of these guys? Why you all stopped? Auto's on? Huh. Oh. Is that 2 different trains out there? We got ourselves a cornfield meet? What's going on here? Okay, you're the back of a train. Auto. What did you do? Oh, no, he's waiting on this guy. That's the back of the train. What's going on up here? He has a red. Why do you have a red? Why don't you let this guy go? Starting to wonder just how buggy this route is. Train has multiple routings. Amtrak. Oh, is it Amtrak that's messing everything up? Let's go with Amtrak. Okay, I was gonna go to bed. I got totally distracted. All right, where are you at? So, if you're by a switch in the real world, it'll flash purple on the dispatcher map. It can help you locate. All right, so he's there. He's headed that direction. That's fine. Why is there multiple routings for him? And why are none of these other guys moving? Where's B go? Oh, B goes up here, right? Well, I guess we can watch the Amtrak go by at least. I'm not sure what's going on. Something's kind of broken, I think. There's complaining about this guy. I don't have the Amtrak skins, so these are skinned as Run A boxcars. I've only got the base game Amtrak stuff, I think. Yeah, there's shenanigans going on, that's for sure. Not sure why these guys are Just chilling. Yeah, you're headed into Norris. It doesn't want to release these guys. Oh, that's the passenger main. Oh, so they're literally waiting on this passenger train. I bet that's what's going on. So the same track train has to come all the way through here. All the way through here. Over to here, and then take this side. Okay, he knows what he's doing. It's just weird. And then once that passenger train is by, then they can release these freight trains. Okay. Fair enough. Now we know what's going on. That's railroad. Just under 2,000 units in the world right now. Sweet. I do need to get off here. It's been a long day. I need to work tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. If you're new here and you like Run 8, I've got quite a few videos out there. And then there's a lot of live streams. I tend to live stream Run 8 because it's such a kind of long form activity. But I've also done a lot of other stuff over the years. You can check out the playlist, see if you find something you like. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a great rest of your evening or morning, whatever it may be. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.